The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen. Brought to you by Medines Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Medines. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everyone, Lee Burkeen, host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We got a great show today. Holy Cross High School is our show today. It's only going to be about Holy Cross out of New Orleans. Great school, a lot of tradition. We're going to talk about the tradition. We've got the starting quarterback joining us, the starting receiver, and we're going to talk about a lot of the players. We've got the head coach joining us. Also, one of his top assistants is here with us, Tommy Connors, but we're going to introduce Scott Watney when we come back. Don't turn the YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Welcome back. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Burkeen. We're at a great Italian restaurant, DiGiulio Brothers Italian Restaurant. Great place to come. If you're coming from New Orleans, they have brunch on Sunday, 10:30 to 2. Homemade Italian food. I love the homemade pizza, and I love the chicken parmesan, homemade romaine salads. The garlic bread might be my favorite. I'm a big garlic bread guy. You make some good garlic bread, I'm off my diet, But we've got a great show today. The head coach from Holy Cross, I've known since he was a high school football player at Holy Cross. He's an alum, one of 10 family members to go to Holy Cross High School. And in the future, he told me it'll be 12 when his two boys enter, right?
That's right.
Scott Watney.
Good to see you, Lee. Thanks for having me. Absolutely.
A lot of family at Holy Cross. Now you're the head coach at Holy Cross.
Yeah. Not sure I ever thought that this day would ever come, to be honest with you, but it's here, and I'm extremely excited and been given this opportunity. You mentioned a little bit, about the 10 members of my family that went to school there. So that tradition started back in 1949 with my grandfather that stepped foot on those halls, obviously, in 4950 Dauphine Street. And I'm excited, man, especially for my two youngest ones. I got a 5 and a 3-year-old. They'll be 6 and 4 at the start of next year. And with the way that the campus is set up now, we're actually going to have all of our primary school and our high school all together on the campus.
Man, that'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be really cool, especially from a dad's standpoint. Being able to see my two little boys on campus with me on a daily basis is definitely a blessing, and logistically going to help out my household, that's for sure.
Look, I didn't go to Holy Cross, but I've got a lot of ties to Holy Cross. My CPA, Terry Petrie, shout out, Holy Cross grad. And you'll see this, Coach, when we do the show, when it's taped and we put it in. But let's pull up this picture. One of my clients went to Holy Cross.
Really?
And he wanted to tell you, hey, Ralph Ney, get this picture. When you see the show, everybody will see it. But he's got the board behind him in this picture of the NCAA tournament. He's the GM of the Marriott in Baton Rouge. You got to call him.
Well,
off College Drive.
Yeah.
And he hosted the Hawaii women's basketball team. So this picture you'll see, he's got the board. The NCAA tournament made this big old board of all the teams in it.
Right.
So that's Ralph Ney, Holy Cross grad. You'll see it when the show runs. But
absolutely.
He's like, you got Scott coming on. He already knew you were the coach.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, maybe you can give me a hotel room for me and my wife. That'll be awesome. Take a break from my two boys.
There you go. I want to mention too, Scott, before we get into Holy Cross, later in the show we're going to have highlights of his quarterback, his star receiver. Scott went to college at Northwestern State, where Natchitoches, Louisiana, if people don't know.
That's exactly right. Yep.
You were a pretty good player. You were in our magazine, Louisiana Football, like your coach, Tommy Connors.
That's right.
Shaw grad that's with you now. But talk about your experience, where that prepped you to be a coach one day.
Sure.
Playing at Northwestern.
Yeah, no, I mean, given that opportunity, graduating in 2005 and being able to play at the next level was obviously, a dream come true and a blessing. I don't necessarily know if during my time at Northwestern State, I realized that I wanted to be a coach because I saw GA life for a lot of guys at Northwestern. And that was definitely not something for me that was like a big turn on and want to drive and push into coaching.
Not get paid much.
Yeah, absolutely. The way they were living their life was not something that, like I said, was intriguing. Yeah. But, you want to tell God a funny joke, tell him your plans, right? So in 2010 is when I wound up getting into coaching. I started off in the club football at UNO when they were deciding about dropping down from Division I athletics to Division III. Obviously, that didn't take place. And then Mark Bonisa, Brother Martin, called me 2 weeks before school in 2010 to go over there to be his defensive line coach. And this is absolutely my vocation. It's exactly what I need to be doing in my life. Absolutely love coaching. I love trying to help young men become better men and using the sport of football to do so. But at Northwestern State, I will tell you, having to go from being a walk-on to earning a scholarship to, being a 4-year letterman, going through that process taught me a lot about perseverance, persistence, and dealing with adversity, which is something that I try to instill into the young men that I have the opportunity to coach at.
In the growth from going from New Orleans, from South Louisiana to North Louisiana to college, it's a big change. And you were,
it's definitely was a big change. And also it was kind of unique too, because it was on the heels. We graduated in May of 2005. And then obviously in August in 2005, Katrina hit. And so my mother actually lived with me in Natchitoches for almost 6 months. She lived on my couch and drove every day from Natchitoches to Alexandria because there was a Pepsi plant where she was able to go and work at. So, it was a rocky start to my college career for a number of different things, but wound up panning out to be, a great time and a great experience.
When we come back, we're going to have more of Coach Scott Watney, the new head coach of Holy Cross, alumnus of Holy Cross. And we're going to talk about his team. We're going to talk about some famous graduates from Holy Cross. It goes back to the 20s, 30s, 40s. We'll talk about when the school first opened back in the 1800s. We'll talk about that. We'll be right back.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Before we get into the players at Holy Cross High School, I want to mention some famous alumni. We don't have all day and all week, but I'm going to try my hardest, Scott. Joe Ali, who was a famous Hall of Fame coach from Louisiana Tech. Coach Terry Bradshaw, Holy Cross grad. Your grandfather, Lou Dutchman, played at Holy Cross. Roland Barbay, All-American D lineman from LSU. Tony Bua went to Arizona, made All-Conference, was a DB. I remember Tony Bua very well. Runner-up in the Heisman Trophy at Tennessee, Hank
Loricella.
Big-time legend.
Yep.
Chris Thompson was an All-American at Nicholls State, a DB, on your staff, right?
Yeah, Chris was on my staff.
Billy Truax from the 60s, tight end, was an All-American at LSU, played in the NFL several years. His brother Dalton Truax, Holy Cross grads. Glenn Smith, MVP of the Sugar Bowl at LSU under Charlie McClendon, Holy Cross graduate. Joe Heap went to Notre Dame, was All-Conference. Ray Hester. And famous actors, John Larroquette. Remember Night Court back in the 80s? Anybody old enough to remember that? Anyway, John Larroquette. Actor Leroy Chalette, NBA. Billy Kennedy, former basketball head coach at Texas A&M, Holy Cross. And finally, musician, entertainment, Sam Butrera. Quite a list.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when the school opens in 1849, you got a chance of having a bunch of guys that go out and do great in the world, and that's part of the legacy and the beauty, I think, of just Holy Cross and the tradition of an all-boys Catholic school that's been thriving since 1849. And I was fortunate enough to not only go there as a student, but now being fortunate enough to be the head coach, and that's something that we try to impart and instill into our guys that we have, not only on our team but in our school. There's a huge legacy to live up to.
Yeah.
You know, and the guys that you just mentioned, obviously, you know, in different arenas in life, whether it be sports, you know, or musicians or artists or actors or whatever, you know, they have big shoes to fill. You know, and that's something that we try to, you know, instill in them, you know, consistently as they walk foot on campus, you know, at Holy Cross.
Speaking of players, we want to talk about your players.
Sure.
A chance so you can brag on them a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to get them all in. There's a lot of guys to talk about, but start with your quarterback.
Yeah.
Cole Canatella, who had some injuries, but has a heck of an arm.
Yeah.
Didn't even play a full year, but had phenomenal stats for a guy that missed half the season. But
Sure.
it reminds me a lot of a bigger version of an alumnus, Sean Santos.
Yeah.
Who you played with.
Yeah, best friend, Sean Santos. Been knowing Sean forever. Yeah, talk about Cole, man. I think his biggest thing is his level of toughness. I mean, when he trots out on the field, from a quarterback standpoint and like being from a defensive-minded aspect, man, you want a guy that walks out there that you feel like, hey, he's got the ball in his hand, something special is going to happen. He's not shying away from contact. If anything, I got to try to tell him not to go and run people over. Sometimes stepping out of bounds is just equally as good as running someone
Live
over.
another day.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But I mean, he's a tremendous leader. I mean, especially just in the last month that I've had an opportunity to be on campus and work with him. You could see his leadership skills, you know, come to fruition, and guys rally behind him. And to me, I think that's one of the most important aspects of being a quarterback is, do your guys believe that you can go win a game? And I feel confident to say that our guys believe that.
And hopefully he gets a full season this year to blow it up. He's the kind of guy to blow it up his senior year.
Yep.
Keep growing. He's still growing. Really get, like you said, I love his competitive, like Coach said. Receiver, Koby Young, great talent. I mean, best receiver I saw in the state last year.
Yeah, he's exceptional. I mean, his talent level is unbelievable, but that talent level is matched with hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. I mean, when we strap it on to go to practice or we do anything in the weight room, like the light switch comes on, it doesn't turn off for him.
Disciplined route runner too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, excellent route runner, and I said that's a great combo to have. Cole in the backfield, obviously throwing the ball to Koby, and you know, and obviously his offers speak for itself. I mean, he's got everyone
LSU,
in America
Alabama,
to think of. But it's not just talent, you know, for him, because I've seen a lot of guys that've had great talent, but it's what he does with that talent that
Work
makes him
ethic.
special. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what I like too, he catches the ball. He doesn't drop a lot of balls.
No, I mean, he frames the ball up, and you know, he has an attitude. If the ball's in the air, it's his. You know, which is what you want.
I don't want to compare him to Beckham, but he moves like a Beckham to me. Smooth.
He's got a long way to go to get
Smooth.
to that part, but he's for
smooth
sure.
Runner.
Yep.
And Cole and him have a chance to be the best dynamic duo in the state.
No, absolutely. Yep.
And then you got another great receiver, Cross Johnson, who's got
Cross Johnson.
great.
Yeah,
great ability.
Cross is, I mean, you talk about from a complimentary standpoint, it's going to be tough for defenses to decide to pick on how they're going to play us just because of those two threats on the outside. Cross is a legit, 4-3 guy. Track, the number isn't lying. He just pulled in another offer from Indiana.
And I think 10, 400 meters or less?
Yeah, he's sub 10.5 right now. So I think he's going to get, And he has aspirations of being able to not only play football at the next level, but track too as well.
You lost a lot of tight ends last year, but you got a talented young kid coming back, Derek Johnson.
Yeah, Derek Johnson, huge upside again. So like now, not only are you talking on the perimeter with Koby and Cross, now interior, you're going to have a mismatch nightmare for inside backers and safeties with Derek Johnson. Yeah, he's got to get a little bit better with his hand in the dirt. He was a sophomore last year, getting ready to come into his junior year, but I feel like I think that maturity is going to help in this next year. We're going to see a lot of special plays from him.
The best freshman running back I saw in the state last year, Kieran Smith.
Yeah, Kieran Smith. Yeah, he's special.
As a freshman
As
in
a
5A
freshman.
ball.
Yeah, he's as good as they come.
He's unique.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got 3 guys in the backfield, including him, Claude Johnson, and Caden Ando. Like I said, from a skill level standpoint, you talk about receivers, tight ends / fullbacks, and running backs. We got a plethora of them. The hardest thing is going to be to figure out a way to get every one of them the ball.
Yeah, well, that's a good
and multiple
problem.
times. Yeah, absolutely.
I like the kid I'm going to mention next. He's a leader. He's just everywhere. I'm glad Tommy Connors came today. He reminds me of Tommy, your assistant coach. He was great at Shaw. Trent Santos. He just eats people up. Wherever the ball is, he's there. Yeah,
Trent's a force to reckon with on the inside, man. And he's got a counterpart, Nick DiGirolamo, too, that those 2 guys at inside linebacker are going to wreak havoc for offenses.
Can't leave out Albert on the O-line.
Yeah, I mean, and nothing can be done without offensive line play. We have an excellent leader with Albert Pamela, and he's going to help lead that show and lead that group of guys, create that cohesiveness and consistency for us on the offense.
I want to mention this before we go, Scott, because we don't always talk about guys that moved on. But the University of Texas has a Holy Cross player on the D-line. Might be the best DN in America.
Yeah.
From Holy Cross at UT, not Texas State, but UT in Austin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this kid's a real deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the talent that's come through Holy Cross, especially of recent, has been, exceptional. Yeah. And we got a list of guys that are coming after. He's obviously setting the pathway over at Texas, but we got other guys that are on our team that'll be able to do the same type of thing when they get to their respective schools.
Google the Texas roster. You'll pull up the name. He's 6'3", 270. He runs a 4.7.
Scary.
12 sacks, not bad in
no,
that conference.
That's absolutely
60s tackle plus for DN.
Yeah, I didn't sniff that.
Does he have any cousins coming up?
I don't know. I don't know. I hope so.
Any final comments, Scott, about Holy Cross and getting a job at your alma mater?
Yeah, just truly exciting. It's a great opportunity for me and my family. Looking forward to this upcoming season. We've got to change the attitude of just competing. If you take a look at our schedule from last year, we were in a ton of games, especially in the fourth quarter. We got to go from competing to winning. And that's been the big focus in this offseason and in the summer, is getting guys to believe that we can win, not just compete.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure. Which I think some of those things are out of your control, and then some of those things are in your control. Yeah. How you practice and how you prepare and all that stuff, I think, matters on keeping guys healthy on Friday and Saturday. But I'm looking forward to an awesome and special year. It's glad to be back home.
Coming up, we're going to have your quarterback. We're going to introduce your quarterback. Then we're going to have your star receiver. This is the helmet for Holy Cross High School in New Orleans, Louisiana. Scott, thank you, man.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host of Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're at the Giulio Brothers Italian Restaurant. I can't wait. I'm smelling the food, so I got to get some food in me. But we got a great show. We're going to introduce the quarterback from Holy Cross, who's a phenomenal player. I had a chance to see every game he played in last year. Cole Canatella. Cole, thanks for joining us, man.
Yes, sir.
You had a great junior year, but you missed games for an injury, but you came back at the end.
Yes, sir.
And it was one of those weird years. Y'all made the playoffs. You had a lot of guys hurt. And then Koby, who's coming on after you, stud receiver, actually had to replace your quarterback, right?
Yes, sir.
What was that like? Last year was just crazy, right?
I mean, when you saw we had, 13 starters that got hurt last year, and then kudos, we had to find ways to fill in for them.
Make it work.
The coach thought that the best way to go about it would put Koby at quarterback and run an offense, and went through with it, and it did help us out to win us a game to get us in the playoffs.
Cole, we're going to run your film, your highlights, and show that you can throw the ball. You can sling it downfield. You also do a great job of throwing on the run. Like Coach says, you're tough. You won't go out of bounds. Sometimes you might want to go out of bounds, right, for health reasons, but I like that mentality. You compete. And ball's always where it needs to be. I'm sure Koby will admit that. And you can throw the long post. You can make every throw. What do you think about your game compared to where you were last year and going into your senior year?
I mean, so far, just in the off season so far this year, I got way stronger, built better bonds with all the teammates, and I think it's been a really special year this year.
You got a little taller too.
Yes, sir. I grew about an inch and gained probably 17 pounds so far.
That's key in 5A ball, right, with all these teams. Is there a team you like playing the most in the Catholic League? Is there one that sticks out to you?
I always like the Jesuit game. It's a big rivalry.
Blue Jays.
A great atmosphere, and being able to pass by the tailgates and the bus ride there, it's just really special to be able to see that.
That's one of the oldest rivalries in the state of Louisiana.
Yes, sir, it is.
Going over 100 years, basically. Cole, what do you think about your receiver, Koby, that's going to be coming on later? You got one of the best receivers in the country.
It's always nice when you're able to play with somebody who has just about every offer from any school you could think of, and great at running routes, fast, disciplined, great leader, and it's just really special to be able to play with him.
And then you have Johnson.
Yes, sir. And then you have the Cross Johnson, who I trained with. He one of the fastest kids in the state, in the nation, and we haven't been able to throw to him a lot. He did get hurt 2 years, but when we did be able to play with him, it was really special.
It's made you a better player, right?
Yes,
Being around these guys, because they're fast. You got to get the ball out quick.
Yeah.
Right? When they turn and cut, it's not normal. It's 4-4, 4-3. And
a little quicker.
Yeah, a little quicker. Really think you're one of the top quarterbacks in the state coming up. I think that'll pay off your senior year. That 17 pounds is going to help you a lot. And then you're in the toughest district in the state.
Yep.
The Catholic League. Good luck to you this year, man, and really look forward to seeing you this year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Got to meet Cole Canatella, who's one of the top players in the state. Class of 224 is going to have his star receiver join us, Koby Young. When we come back, we'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Welcome back. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free. It helps us grow. And we went private with our show 3 years ago. We used to be on Cox 4 and E-Tail and statewide, but now we're doing YouTube and we're on every media outlet you can get. If you go to wherever you get your podcast, go to Podbean. That's what we're on. We're on any Podbean, iHeartRadio, Google Play, you name it. We're in all the different YouTube areas as well. Twitter, go to Twitter. You can get our show. We've got another great young man introduced from Holy Cross. You just met Cole, the quarterback, and his top receiver, Koby Young.
Sir,
Koby,
thanks for having me.
joining us, man.
Yes, sir.
All I've heard before I've met you, I've seen you play.
Yeah.
I've seen all of Cole's film. I've seen you in every game. I've seen you as a quarterback
That's it.
when you were in there for Cole, who was hurt.
That's it.
All I've heard is that you're a team player, great kid, and you're definitely all of that. And then, oh, by the way, you're a great football player.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. I try to be.
Where do you get all this work ethic from? Because not a lot of guys that have the talent put the work in.
Yeah.
Where do you get, I mean, you've always had that?
It's just growing up, seeing single mother in the house, my sister, just growing up, seeing my brother live out his dreams. He ended up making it to the NFL, and I always wanted to be like that and probably better. And I just work hard just to make sure that everything's gonna be all right for him.
I got a nickname for you, Mr. Smooth. You're very smooth when Cole gets you the ball.
Yeah.
And it seems very natural for you to just be able to cut and go
Yes, sir.
and escape from everybody.
Yeah.
But you've had a lot of offers early on.
Yes, sir.
Was LSU your first offer, or was it Alabama? I mean, they've all offered you, but
First SEC offer, yes, sir. LSU was. I went to camp, had a pretty good camp, and after that, I got the offer from them.
what do you think of recruiting now that you've had a year to digest it? What do you think about it?
Recruiting is crazy, a lot of things going into it, a lot of visits, a lot of get to know a lot of people, and I'm just taking my time with it and trying to get to know and find a home to get me to the next level.
What do you think on a timeline? Do you have one like summer, or do you want to get it out of the way before the season starts?
I'm not really sure.
Just go with it.
If it comes to me, talk to my parents, pray about it, and hopefully find my next home for the next 3 to 4 years.
If you had two schools that you love the most, who are the two?
Man,
Like right now?
right now, I got 3 right now. We've been touring, been to Alabama. Coach Nick Saban's great, showed hospitality, and of course LSU's up there. Everything's about it great. It's a home environment. I feel like I know everyone knows about the same things, and Yeah, probably LSU and Alabama are top 2 right now.
You got a third? School?
Third, I'm gonna have to say Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's
Okay.
up there too. They contact me every day. Yeah, it's tough right now.
Who's your favorite LSU receiver, former receiver?
Definitely OBJ.
OBJ, okay.
Yes, sir.
New Orleans guy.
Yes, sir.
Jarvis Landry. They got a
Jarvis
few.
Landry.
Michael Clayton that played
Yes,
over
sir.
the years, a bunch of guys. What about Alabama?
Man, from Jerry Judah, Devontae Smith. I work out with the trainer that trained Devontae Smith, and he likes to embed in me Hall of Fame or nothing. You know, we want to go big, win a Heisman, anything. You know, I just want to be great.
Ridley, Julio Jones.
Yes, sir.
LSU's had a ton. Actually, DJ Chark is quietly
Yeah.
becoming a great receiver for
Yes, sir.
LSU. With Detroit, I know a lot of people don't follow the lines. You follow the Saints,
Nah,
right?
Yes, sir. Oh,
What do you think the
Man.
Saints are going to do this coming year?
I'm not sure. This is my last year with the Saints. I've been dealing with them all
This
my
is
life.
tough, huh?
This the make or break year
Post
for them.
Drew
Yeah.
Brees?
Yes, sir.
You like the signing of the Raiders quarterback?
Yes, sir. Definitely. I think
Upgrade?
yeah, definitely upgrade.
What about the running back from Detroit they got?
Oh, he's great. I love his energy.
You like him?
I love what he'll bring to the city.
What do you think of your quarterback, Cole, man? He's underrated.
Man, Cole is great. I'll run through a brick wall for him. You know, when he straps up and talks to us and gets us ready for a game, it's like nothing
Yeah.
else. You know, I'm ready. I'm willing to die for him. I'm sure he is too. He's a great leader, a great friend. If I need some homework or anything, Cole's there. And yeah, Cole's a great person.
Y'all got a good group of kids coming back.
Yes, sir.
A lot of guys have been playing 3 years.
Yes, sir.
Everybody stays healthy. Y'all got a shot.
Yes, sir.
The
That's
underrated team right now,
plan. Yes,
right?
sir.
Little
Yeah.
chip on your shoulder, maybe in a way.
Definitely. We're coming for it all. My senior year, I'm not allowing anything like last year to happen. We're gonna prove the world that who we
Koby,
are.
is it safe to say there's one college game you won't miss this coming year? Bama, LSU. Are you going to be there?
I'm definitely gonna be there. Yes, sir.
It's at Alabama, right?
I'm
I
not
think
sure,
so.
but
yeah, at Alabama.
either
So
way.
I doubt you miss that game.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Is there another school you want to check out that's been recruiting you hard?
I'm gonna go. Actually, this week I'm going to Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Texas, many schools. But yeah, right now I'm just narrowing down, getting to know the people and see.
Arch Manning is recruiting you a little bit.
Man, I haven't really talked to him, but I'm sure I'll get to talk to him when I get up there. So.
Appreciate you coming on, and Cole, your quarterback.
Yes, sir.
I think y'all could be the best tandem in the state.
Yes, sir. I
And then
believe so, too.
Johnson helping out.
Yeah.
Who's faster, you or Johnson? Now, track-wise, he's incredible, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Cross. He was born to run. You know, me. I grew up just working on my cuts, working on football stuff. Cross is legitimately fast.
I mean, he's a true 4.3,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
and then might hit 10.4 and 100.
Yeah.
Nobody does that in high school.
Yeah.
Holy.
Nobody. Cross does.
Koby, appreciate you joining
Yes,
us,
sir.
man.
Thank you.
Good luck to you,
Yes,
wherever
sir.
you go.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
A lot of people hope it's purple and gold that watch the show, but we'll see where Koby ends up in the end. I want to thank Coach Watney for being on, and Cole, our quarterback, and also Tommy Connors in the audience, former Shaw great, Southeastern great, Lion. We'll talk about his school. He's on the staff, and I appreciate everybody watching the show. We'll see everybody next week.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Burkeen.